After 7 years of the Switch being on the market, we are inbound for the next console from Nintendo. The Switch 2 is less than 2 weeks away. Marketing has ramped up everywhere. There's advertisements. You're seeing footage of Mario Kart, Metroid, all the fun, typical stuff that you'd expect to see from Nintendo, but we are here. We are in the end game. Today, I am taking just a little bit of time to showcase the games that I am bringing forward into the Switch 2 generation. If you don't know, the Switch 2 is backwards compatible with nearly every game that is released on the Switch, and I think that's a great move considering that PlayStation has done that from the move from the PS4 to the PS5. I hope they do a similar thing with the PlayStation 6, but we'll see. For now, I'm very happy though that Nintendo made this call. That was not the case when games were coming from the Wii U to the Switch. They made you pay to get the same version of the game on the Switch console. If you don't know, here on the channel, I really try to keep the best of the best games. I try to keep a minimal collection of the best. And I also sell what I no longer appreciate because I just don't want to hoard. I don't want to keep what I don't really appreciate, and that applies to a lot of different areas of my life. So with that being said, I am going to show you the Switch games that I have kept over the past 7 years and tell you what I'm looking forward to as well. So right next to my desk is where you're going to find my Bluray Rack that houses my Switch games and a couple of Wii and Wii U games. But for the most part, it spans my Switch collection. And here they are, my 14 physical Switch games that I've got. I'm going to reorganize them from best to worst. Now, starting with the best of the best, we've got Mario Maker 2. This is the game that made me purchase a Switch back in 2019. I was not there for the initial Switch release, but this is the game that made me pull the trigger because I could release a lot of creative ideas for puzzle-oriented levels. And if you're curious enough to see these levels for yourself, let me know in the comments and I will post a pinned comment with all the codes for the levels that I have published. My second favorite game on the Nintendo Switch is Pikmin 4. This is a game that came out of nowhere after years and years of development hell. From what I can tell, they put all the heart and soul into this one. They made it the most accessible Pikmin game, the most addictive Pikmin game, as well as the largest in scope Pikmin game. And I am a big fan of this one, even though it's a little easy. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the follow-up to the Wii U and 3DS version of the game. This one has the most characters, the most stages. It has a refined sense of gameplay from the previous versions. And it is probably my favorite Smash Brothers now since I've played it for so long. And I really miss the era where we were able to watch Nintendo Directs and see brand new character reveals. I'm not in a rush for a new Smash Bros. Game, but I can't wait for the next one. Mario Party Superstars is right up there with Mario Party 2 for being the best in the series. I have had so many laughs and screams with my friends playing this game. It's full of the best mini games, it's got the best maps, and it has amazing graphics as well. So I see this as a long-term buy. Lots of fun with friends. This is an awesome Mario Party game. Next up on the list is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. And although this isn't the version that I played as a kid, it is an identical port to the first one with better graphics and better frame rate as well as better controls. If you have not played a Zelda game before and want a linear, puzzle-oriented experience, this is the go-to Zelda game. It is the polar opposite of Breath of the Wild. I love it, and it is my favorite Zelda game. Next up is a remastered version of Metroid Prime from the GameCube. It's built from the ground up with new graphics that are also being used in the new sequel, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This was a surprise announcement and shadow drop during a Nintendo Direct, and everybody was freaking out. For me, the timing couldn't have been worse though, as I had just finished my first playthrough on the Wii version of the game. So I had missed out on the new fancy graphics and some of the updated controls, but overall, this game is still amazing and I recommend it in either format. Then we've got Super Mario Odyssey, which is the only original 3D Mario game that released on the Switch, besides one that's coming up. And I really enjoyed the gameplay first and foremost of this game. Is it my favorite 3D Mario game? Definitely not, but I can appreciate the modern approach to more open-ended levels and a sandboxy feel for the game. Then I've got Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. This is the best Paper Mario game if you're looking for turn-based combat, exploration, and variety in what you're playing. I have not played this version of the game yet, but the fact that they took the time to recreate this in a brand new way really makes me want to play it when I get the Switch 2. Next up is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and it is a direct port of the Wii U 3D Mario game, as well as a new additional DLC that blends the gameplay of Super Mario Odyssey with Super Mario 3D World. If the next 3D Mario is interconnected and more open world, I think I'm really going to enjoy it. Next up is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and for me, I've grown more fondly of this game over time, as I'm able to see the aspects of it that I do like instead of just blatantly disliking larger chunks of the game. I'm a fan of some of the physics-based combat, some of the rare loot and items you can find while exploring the world, and just the open feeling and naturey vibe of the game. I also prefer it greatly over Tears of the Kingdom. And then we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is another variant from the Wii U era, and honestly, I love Mario Kart 8 for what it is. This game did not even need the 48 bonus tracks that it added over the course of a couple years, but either way, it's Mario Kart. You really can't go wrong with it, and I'm glad to play this with friends from time to time. Then there is Super Mario 3D AllStars, which was a limited time release that celebrated the 35th anniversary of Mario itself. So I picked this up at a discount and really didn't play through much of it because these versions of 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy are not the best versions. However, it is fun to play these conveniently on the fly when you're traveling around. Next up is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which was a highly anticipated release considering it was the newest version of 2D Mario games on the Switch. The best part of this experience was being able to play 4-player local co-op with my best friends, and we had a great time, talked through the whole playthrough, and definitely pointed out the good, bad, and ugly aspects of this game. I think our biggest concerns were that there were no boss fights or there was a lack of variety in the boss fights. But the worlds were cool to explore and the environments were definitely something new to take a look at. So I enjoyed a good chunk of the experience. And finally, a nice trip down memory lane, we've got Super Mario RPG. Now, I do prefer the original SNES version of this game. That's the one that I grew up with and looked at as a kid, and that's the one that I fully played through. But this version on the Switch is an awesome remake and probably arguably a better version of the game. I like how they did the new music, I like how they did the graphics, and they did some small tweaks to the combat. I think the case looks great as well. So that'll do it for the 14 physical games that I'm carrying over to the Switch 2. In addition to games, I want to showcase a couple more things that I've picked up during the Switch 2 era, like these Skyward Sword HD Joy-Cons. I love these things and I'm not selling them. Here's a small loot pile of Nintendo and Switch accessories. First off, obviously you can see this Pikmin 4 poster that I got from a GameStop. Then I've ordered these Nintendo Museum exclusive keychains that are only available in Japan. They are perfect one-to-one recreations of some of the best and nostalgic controllers that Nintendo has released. I love all of these. They're very cool accessories. And if they end up making one for the Switch 2 system, I'll definitely buy that, as I think that that is the cleanest looking system Nintendo has ever released. Did you know that the Nintendo Switch had exclusive steelbooks for some of the games? Because it took me a while to figure that one out. I ended up buying these Nintendo employee exclusive steelbooks that showcase all the different Mario power-ups. I think they're pretty cool and just represent Mario in a great way. In addition, I've got a sealed version of a Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury steelbook for the Switch. This is great because Super Mario 3D World is my favorite Mario game as of 2025. And I've also got a Skyward Sword HD steelbook that is also sealed and looks great. It's got my favorite design of the Master Sword and Hylian Shield on the back as well. Then I've got a pre-order bonus for Super Mario Party Jamboree. We ended up selling the game just because we didn't like it that much, but I kept the dice. And then I've also got this pin set from mynintendo.com that I was able to redeem from the expiring platinum points. And there we have it. That is everything I've got regarding the Switch moving into the new generation with the Switch 2. With that being said, stay tuned for more videos regarding PlayStation and Nintendo content, and have a good one.